On today's episode of The Front Row, we are in the downtown studios of Lubbock Public Media in the Lubbock Cultural District, and our special guest is Katie Sandifer, who is deeply involved with the Fourth on Broadway celebration. She has a long history with that. Thank you, Katie, for being our guest on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
So you know a lot about Fourth on Broadway. Tell us a little bit about your history.
Yes, so I started as an intern for Fourth on Broadway back in 2021 with Don Caldwell, and by 2022 I had become the executive director of the festival. There's a lot of area to move up in that company quickly. And so from 2022 until the 2024 event, I was the executive director, and this year I'm consulting with Civic Lubbock on the event.
Well, and obviously there's a big change because of the death of Don Caldwell. And so what's happening is a sort of a generational change in the show, and they're really lucky to have you to help navigate those waters, right?
Yeah. It's I'm really glad that they hired me on, because I don't think I could see the event happen without me. It's kind of my baby, right, after the last couple of years, and I've loved working with them. It's definitely different, but I'm just glad we get to keep the festival going for Lubbock.
Absolutely, and I want to get into that, but I think probably for the moment, one big change that we certainly need to tell our listeners about is that there is a change for this year just in the last 48 hours or so because of the weather. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so the area in the park, in McKenzie Park, where we typically set up, that's kind of like a bowl where all the water drains. And if you've been paying attention all week, it's been raining all week. So that area is just completely soaked and saturated. So on Monday, we decided to move the festival up to the South Plains Fairgrounds. And it'll have all the same stuff. It's just literally in a different location. We're still having the Davis Smith Gorilla Palooza. We're having the Leprino Food Kids area, all your favorite food and craft vendors, and then the same HEB fireworks extravaganza. And this is all involved in the Reliant Picnic Under the Stars. So it'll all kind of be the same. It's just up on the hill on asphalt.
Great.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, that's great. And that won't make any difference for the fireworks. They'll still be just as visible as ever, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. No, they'll be shot off from kind of the same location, and they'll be visible for everybody.
And I guess it's a lot safer for the stage facilities and things like that to be on hard ground rather than in the park.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if you would take us just kind of through the day, and that's beginning today, as a matter of fact, beginning this morning. Tell us a little bit about what people can expect, what to do, and if there are any changes that you've made for this year. Yeah,
so this year there is a big change. We are starting today with the HEB parade, which is starting at 9:45 at the First Baptist Church, and that is going to the South Plains Fairgrounds. So that's a new parade route. So make sure you don't, come down to McKenzie, because the parade, you'll miss it. You won't see it. Right. And then we're not having all the daytime activities that we typically do. So after the parade, everything is, closed down, and we'll open the fairgrounds up at 5 p.m. for people. And we've still got a ton of parking. We have free parking at the corner of Canyon Lakes and 19th. And then paid parking right across from where the festival would have been. And now the shuttle will pick up people at both of those locations and take them up to the fairgrounds, rather than it used to be they take them from the fairgrounds down to the festival. So it's just flipped. And then we'll have paid parking at the fairgrounds as well. But yeah, we'll have, all the same concert, and that starts at 7. So come early, get your seat. The kids area opens at 5, and so kids can play from 5 to 7, and then we'll get started on the concert, and then the fireworks probably around 10.
Right. Who all is involved in the concert this year?
Yeah, so we're starting off with Mariachi Azteca, a local mariachi group, and then we'll go to Paul Wall and his DJ, and they'll do their whole thing, and then we'll end out with Smash Mouth for the evening. So it's going to be a really fun show.
That's
I'm
a
so
great
excited.
lineup.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
excellent. And you'll have all the food vendors and all of those things, right?
Yes, yeah, they'll all be out there, and we'll, have all the works still out there.
Well, it's so fortunate that we still have Fourth on Broadway because, of course, Don Caldwell was such a driving force behind it and made it all possible. And I know there was some angst about that, but it looks like you've solved everything and turned into a great thing for tonight.
Well, we're definitely trying to. The death of Don was huge, and it shattered, everything in our world, the people around him who worked for him and everything. And we were fortunate enough to be able to still attempt the festival last year. Sadly, we couldn't do it all because of the rain out for the evening concert, but he was such a driving force, and the family just decided that they have so many other cool stuff going on in Nashville, and they are out there and pursuing their music careers. So they decided, we can't really do it anymore without Dawn. And so then Civic Lubbock came in and said, well, we'll do it. And
Right.
So I'm just glad we still get to do
And
it.
thank goodness for that. They've really picked it up. And of course, they're
Absolutely.
relying on your leadership because you know everything about it. And it's all worked.
Yeah.
Great.
No, it's been awesome. And I'm so excited for tonight and just to see everyone out there again.
So just to be clear, it all kicks off at 9:45. Is that right?
Yes, the parade does, and then there won't be anything until 5, so you can go home, take a nap,
Right.
rest, not be in the heat all day,
Right.
and then come back for a really fun show.
And be sure and come back tonight to the fairgrounds, not to the traditional place where it's been because of the rain, but the fairgrounds instead, South Plains Fairgrounds. And that kicks off at 7. Is that right?
Yes, or 5 is when that
5.
opens, and then the concert starts at 7.
And the concert is at 7 and fireworks at 10.
Yes.
Wonderful. Our special guest on the front row today has been Katie Sandifer. She's a previous executive director of the whole event that we're going to see tonight, Fourth on Broadway, and is lending her expertise this year to make sure it goes off without a hitch. Katie, thank you for being our guest on the show.
Thank you so much.